Artists like Nohr and Oskar are currently shaping the melodic house landscape with their emotive and mellow sound aesthetic. You may already know Oskar from his hit song Make Me Feel, and also Nohr from his viral Instagram reels and his latest sets here on YouTube. In this video, you'll learn how to build these emotional melodic house tracks inspired in this style. In this genre, the drums are super minimalistic because we're opening space for those beautiful Moog-style synth lines, essentially. But it's important to choose the right sound. So to get started with the kick, we have something that it's really nice and round, and we also boost a bit of the transient over here with this EQ and with this saturator. And you can see how this adds a bit of energy into the high end and also will help us afterwards in the mastering by doing a little bit of a clipping here as well. But just so you can see it over here, the kick can't be super big. I wouldn't recommend going higher than this one, but also can't be super small because otherwise it won't have enough power in the low end. Now we combine this with a clap-ish sound. It's not actually a clap. It could be a clap, but we're using a random percussion. For example, a rim, and we're trimming off the low end and the high end to make it more mellow. Now going into the cymbals. A simple close hat, just to add a bit of swing into the sound. You can have a shaker that is a little bit off tempo, as you can listen. You can see that it has a bit of attack in here, but when we look at where this is actually playing, if we pay attention in 16th notes, we're essentially playing here in the 3rd and the 4th position, which are good positions to create groove in your song. And if you want to listen to it again. Now to finish everything and add a bit more swing, we're adding a tom here, exactly where the hat plays. Simple but effective, and we're not complicating this because otherwise it would be too much for the synth lines that we're going to play afterwards. Now let's talk about bassline. Normally I like creating my basslines between F and A because the bassline sits really well around this region. But you can also use other keys as well. Just letting you know that F to A, it's normally the best for your bassline in terms of frequency range. What's interesting about the bass sound design here is the separation between the bass sub and the mid bass. While one is doing more of a low-end character, the other one is doing a mid character, and together they're making something a lot better and a lot fuller, as you can listen. Almost as one. The sub basses play shorter notes with pauses, while the mid bass is more sustained and pumps through the sidechain all over. If you see the sidechain over here, we can deactivate so we can focus on the bassline without anything. What do we have here in this bassline though? We have a couple of things. First, we start here with a saw wave, and it's a really simple saw wave. We're making the sustain a bit down so it has more of a plucky feeling and not much of an aggressive feeling as it would be with the sustain all the way up. And we're also filtering a lot of the high-end frequencies of it. Now we add a sub, a sine sub, to stabilize everything into that sub region. But we also add another 3rd layer over here, just to add a bit more warmth in the stereo. And we have a warm bass that plays not only powerful in the center, but also has a bit of character on the sides as well. Combining this with the MIDI, if you want to check the MIDI, for example. Now look at the MIDI of the mid bass. It's more sustained, and it's supposed to be there all the time to create that warmth in the bass line. Now, we play this again, it's just a saw wave, it's just a simple saw wave with a bit of a filter as well. And you can see how this has a little bit of an attack here in the envelope of the cutoff. To finish everything, we just add some sidechain to make it pump along with a kick. Important mentions over here: to get a steady bass, you can put the randomness all the way down. And you can keep the phase as it is, because sometimes changing the phase makes your bass feel weaker, which is not what we want. In the heart of this track, there's a beautiful Moog style LFO synth, and it sounds like this. And you can notice over here how the first chord is really short. This already gives instant movement to the sound and makes it go from something that would stay too long on a chord. It adds depth and movement. And you can see here that what we're doing here is we're using here tone, fifth, and third. But instead of using the major chord, which would get the second degree, which is this one, this would be a minor chord. But this feels different. We're using here Lydian, which gives a more dreamy and hopeful vibe. And different again, listen to how this would sound if the third was here. It's nice, but it's not as nice as this. This makes the chord a bit more spacious. It makes the chord even more interesting to listen to. Now, going into the chord progression, what we can see here is that we're starting here, we're in G sharp Lydian. We're starting here in the second, and then we're going here into the root, and then we're going down. Listen. And what I want you to focus is listen how we keep this pattern of short notes and long notes, and this gives movement to the beginning. But then we go a bit up over here. And then back to A sharp, which gives a really nice home sensation to this chord progression. But what are we doing? We're essentially starting A sharp, G sharp, going to E sharp, and then we're going up here to B sharp, which is the third of G sharp, and then going back to the second where we started from the beginning. What matters is the movement that you're creating. You're creating that melancholy by going down, and then you're creating that hopefulness by going up. Now, looking here into the sound design, there's a few things that we need to take into account. First, we're using a really simple sound. It's a saw wave because we're doing a Moog style lead. So what do we have? First, we have this plucky kind of feeling. You can see how it doesn't stay and doesn't sustain. And we're also using a filter over here that not only opens based on this rate, which over here, creating this 16th note kind of scenario because of the rate that we're using, and this fine over here, which is also modulating the fine of the wavetable, giving a bit more instability on the sound. Now, look into everything that we're also doing, because we're doing a lot of modulation here. If we go here into the Ableton modulations, we're modulating the rates of everything. And we're also changing, for example, here, the amount of distortion, the amount of cutoff to make it flow and go up and down. We're also changing here the mod wheel, but what is doing in the mod wheel here. With the mod wheel, what we're essentially doing is controlling the amount of this LFO2 that we want. When we open it up, we're opening this kind of plucky style, and when we put it all the way down, it's a more sustained sound. So it's nice because then you can create all these variations here with the sound and make it stable, and then make it open again. But make it in a way that it flows and it changes over time. Because it's a simple sound, we need to be able to create automations and modulations in it to essentially create it and make it dynamic over time. Now, in addition to that, we just have here a bit of a reverb, an equalizer just to boost a bit of the mids and the high end, and also a bit of distortion, which we control over here with this macro, as you can see, giving a bit of texture in some parts. Just make everything really dynamic and really nice to listen to whenever you're creating, as you can listen to it again. Looking into all the other melodic elements, we also have a foundational pad, which just keeps everything in the background. It's just something really simple that you can listen. It's just a saw wave with a lot of detune and unison to create that spacious and that wide vibe. We also have this crunchy chord to give a bit of texture into what we're doing. Really in the background, but this gives texture. This gives elements that essentially make the song a bit more dynamic, as I mentioned before. And to make it more rhythmic, we're also adding these stabs over here, which are again, just some saw pads. Same thing with this one, just some saws. But this is more plucky because it's a stab. We have this ba-dum, just to add a bit of ear candy, which again is just as another saw wave. We have this sustain lead. If we look into the MIDI, it's just playing a different melody. Why? To create a bit of change in the sound, to create a bit of variation, and also to harmonize everything that we're already doing with the chords. I think that this is really important. Now, in addition to that, we also have a lot of background atmospheric elements, and you can do this with this plugin called FFOSSO, let's call it like this. It's free, and you can just go and download it over here in the description below. I'm going to leave a link. It's a really nice plugin that we're doing here, a cooperation with Orchestral Tools. And it essentially has a lot of acoustic recordings carefully processed to feel a bit more natural and to give it a bit more of an alive feeling into it. It's just for backgrounds. And when you add these backgrounds into your song, it just gives the song a bit more life. Listen to it with the sidechain, of course. Without, with. See how it gives a little bit of little tinkles and little things? These are really nice to, again, add movement to the song, make the song a bit fuller, and also add more depth into your progression as well. Now, if you want to dive deeper into this fully produced track or explore samples and presets for this style, you can check the Melodic House pack called Afterglow that you can find over here in the description below. Or if you're a beginner and want to learn Ableton inside out, you can check the Ableton Beginner to Advanced course, which is also available here in the description below. And also, if you want to check out FFOSSO, you can check it over here in the description below. There will be a link. You can subscribe for free into their new plugin. And that's about it. Leave a comment over here telling which artists and styles you want us to cover next, and we'll definitely cover over here in the next videos. So Leo already from Abstract Music Lab signing off. Ciao.